Hi friends, this is Miss Ann here at the Warminster Township Free Library, and today's book talk is of the book Ancestor Approved, and these are intertribal stories for kids. It's a compilation of many different authors, and it's edited by Cynthia Leitich Smith. And I'm going to read you guys the foreword of this book so you kind of get an idea of what this book is about, and kind of get a sense of what you might find if you were to pick up this story. So the foreword starts. Here we go. Imagine you're attending an intertribal powwow. Maybe it's your first time. Maybe your family has been on the powwow trail for generations. You might make new friends or reunite with old ones. In line for fry bread, you could strike up a conversation with a vendor and buy a keychain from them later that day. From the bleachers, you could admire a dancer's shawl and then, that night, recognize her wearing everyday clothes on the way home. Through stories, poetry, and visual art, the contributors to this anthology coordinated their efforts via phone calls, emails, texts, and online task boards to reflect the interconnectedness of the powwow experience. We've filled this book with memorable characters, some of whom know each other and some of whom don't, and all of whom are pleased to welcome you. So it's a really short forward. And so a little bit about this book, again, for November, I selected books that have stories or have characters of Native American descent or ancestry. So in this book, Native American families from nations across the continent gather at the Dance for Mother Earth powwow in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's actually in a high school gymnasium, and these families dance and sell beadwork and books, and above all, they swap stories. And so that's kind of like the inspiration about how these stories kind of came to be. Ancestor Approved is a collection of stories, as it mentions, an anthology of multiple stories from various authors of Native American ancestry. And so it features new and veteran Native American writers. These stories burst with hope and joy and resilience and the strength of community. But of course, above all else, Native pride. And you might ask yourself, why should I read a book about people that I do not know and maybe, just maybe, you might never meet in your life? Well, why should you learn about Native American culture as it is now? Well, my answer is that a book like this is a window into a different life and different perspectives that we would never otherwise know about. You can learn a lot about different cultures in the stories that they tell, and we can learn about their lives and their struggles. It helps us be more compassionate, understanding, and respectful to all of our differences. And not to mention, you might end up meeting somebody who is Native American, and this could be a really great way to kind of strike up a conversation and talk about things that you had learned, and of course, ask questions about things that you might have questions about. So we hope that you'll pick up this wonderful anthology called Ancestor Approved. And this is a great book also for reluctant readers because the chapters are really short. The stories are pretty concise, so you can pick up, read a story, and put it down. So it's great for that sort of thing as well. We hope you guys enjoy our book talks. We'll be back next month with 2 more fantastic book talks. And as always, we hope to see you very soon here at the Warminster Township Free Library.